What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to be going over my NCAA picks for February 6th, 2021. It's a big day. Got a lot to go through. Before we get to that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'm also going to put a link to the website in the description in case you want to see the picks there, because I might add to the picks. There's a lot of back-to-backs that'll be going on tomorrow, and I'll have those on the website too. Because as you know, those back-to-backs don't go up until the day of. So let's start cranking. First up, let's go through Butler. Depaul at Butler. Now, I don't like Depaul at all. And Butler, despite their record, has been playing halfway decent. Well, I guess I count halfway decent as beating Creighton and beating Depaul before. But I really don't like Depaul, even though Butler's not that good. So I guess that's why I'm taking Butler. As you can see, DePaul's defense is terrible. Butler's isn't that much better, but I still like Butler here. Next up, Toledo at Ball State. Toledo is really good. So, oh man, I had to say 8.5. Taking Toledo minus 8.5. That's what I had it at, but you can take the 9. Next up, that's why I got to go through these fast. I got to get these up before this thing moves too quick. Seton Hall at Connecticut. I would take Seton Hall here. Connecticut hasn't been playing too well. Hall's offense is a little bit better, but I don't like the way Connecticut's been playing. Lost a couple games here. So I think Seton Hall is going to win this one. Next up, LaSalle at Fordham. Again, Fordham is one of the worst teams, even though they covered the last game that I bet against them. They're one of the worst teams in the nation. LaSalle is not. So you give up the points here to Fordham, and you take LaSalle. Next up, St. Bonnie. Where is the Bonnies? So this is a rematch. St. Bonaventure at St. Louis. Two good teams, but St. Louis has dropped some. St. Louis has dropped these two games to LaSalle and to Dayton. And then Dayton lost a huge game right after that. So I'm going to take St. Bonaventure here. And I'm also going to take the over. I think these teams the offenses are good. Defenses aren't playing up, or at least St. Louis isn't playing up to snuff. So I'm going to take this over 138 right now. Next up, another good team, Drake at Valparaiso. Valparaiso's not that good. Drake is undefeated. So I'm going to give up the points. Right now is 12.5. So Drake minus 12.5. Next up, where are we going? Weber State. So I really like Weber State. And these guys just played each other. But on top of that, I like Weber State. You have to remember this is a rematch pretty close together, so that's just something to keep in mind. But I still like Weber State here. I think they have something to prove, so I think they'll show up twice. Next up. Oh, this game. I also have the over on this game. Both have huge offenses, and I think they're going to clash. So, and the last game went over. Next up, Kansas at West Virginia. I don't like Kansas. I do like West Virginia, and I like West Virginia enough to give up 2 points to Kansas. So I'm taking West Virginia there. Austin Peay at Morehead State. I like the way Austin has played recently. So I'm going to take those 2.5 points. I'm going to take Austin Peay here against Morehead State, even though Morehead State is really good as well. But you see Austin Peay's offense is pretty good. Next one is a sleeper pick. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm tracking East Carolina. I'm keeping an eye on them. I'm taking East Carolina plus 12.5. They just beat Houston. And before that, they were playing these other teams pretty close when they didn't have a full team. So I like East Carolina plus 12.5 against Memphis. Next up, we're going Western Michigan, Central Michigan. Here, I'm taking Central Michigan. Better offense. So I'm taking Central Michigan -4. I had them at -4. It's now 4.5. So get that as it continues to move. And I'm going to take the over here. Both these teams, their defenses aren't that good. What else do I have? Buffalo. I like Buffalo a lot. Miami, Ohio is also good, but I like Buffalo, so take them -8.5. And I think these teams, yeah, they played before and Buffalo blew them out. So I like Buffalo here and I like over. The defenses here are not that good either. A lot of games. Next up is Wisconsin, Illinois. I think Wisconsin let me down the other day. Illinois just been doing great. So this means I'll probably drop this game, but I still like Illinois -4.5 against Wisconsin. So Missouri State at Illinois State. I have no idea why. Yeah, I have no idea why they're only giving up 6.5 to Illinois State. I guess because Illinois State they played Drake really well the other day, but Missouri State is really good. So give up the 6.5. This is a really good pick here. Next up, where are we going? Idaho. Oh, this is a rematch. Where to go? So this is our rematch from a couple of days ago. Eastern Washington, Idaho at Eastern Washington. Idaho is giving up way more this time, 20.5, but they played it pretty close the other day. It says 14, but it was pretty close. So, and I really like Eastern Washington as a team, but I don't feel like that's too many points. So take the 20.5. Next up, South Carolina, Mississippi State at South Carolina. I like South Carolina. As you see, their offense is pretty good. Their defense isn't that good. But they just won against Florida, which is a big win. They've beaten Georgia too. Mississippi State just got murdered by Arkansas. I just like South Carolina here. I like them over Mississippi State. Taking the spread there. Okay, next up is a little sneaky team that we've been taking. So Incarnate Word. Look at Texas A&M Corpus Christi is not good. And for some reason, they're giving points to Incarnate Word. Same thing happened last time with Incarnate Word. Yeah, see, and they beat Texas A&M C&C before. I don't know why the Vegas and these bookies don't like Incarnate Word, but we're taking Incarnate Word here, and we're riding them out. Next up, Abilene Christian. Kind of biased with Abilene Christian because I just like them, and I like their logo. And I think this spread moved on me as well. Yes, this is -12.5. Well, I think you can still get it -12.5, but it's -13 now. So take Abilene Christian at Lamar. Lamar is not good. Abilene Christian is really good. Their defense is amazing. So take them there. North Carolina A&T, where are those guys at? I think they might be up here. So next is going to, so that game, we're going to end up, so this game, South Carolina State at North Carolina A&T. We're going to take South Carolina State. I just feel like they're getting closer to that one win. They've played North Carolina A&T before. It was relatively close both times. and the spread has only gone up, and I don't think there's a good enough reason for that to be happening. Bop, bop, bop. Next up is Mississippi Valley State, my other favorite no-win team. So I'm riding a streak with these guys of betting the over. Mississippi Valley State at Alabama A&M. So I'm going to be taking the over of 142 for Mississippi Valley State at Alabama A&M. Next game is UNC at Duke. I don't like the way UNC's been playing. Or I don't like the way they played Clemson. And Duke has been doing pretty well recently, so I'm going to take Duke minus the 3 here. And I think that's the reason, obviously, that Duke is favored because of recent play. And next up, we're going to take Washington State at Oregon. It's another team we've been at Oregon State. Another team we've been riding is Washington State. They've been playing really well recently. So we're going to continue to ride them, especially against Oregon State. We're going to take Washington State there. Next up is Georgia Tech. Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's been playing really well recently. I mean, so has Notre Dame. But I just like Georgia Tech better. Georgia Tech giving up 4.5. I'm going to take them. They're at home also. That's another good thing. Next up is Arizona. Well, let's do Utah State. Utah State at Fresno State. These guys played the other day. And Utah State covered. They only won by 16. Should have won by way more. But I think they'll win. I think they'll win enough to cover by the 11.5 that they're giving up. Fresno State is not that good. So I think Utah State will be able to cover this again. But just remember that it's a rematch. Next game, Arizona at Colorado. Arizona just lost a big game. They got blown out by Utah, which shows that Utah is pretty good. But Colorado has not done anything impressive to me recently. They lost to Utah as well. They didn't get blown out, but I don't know. I just like Arizona better than Colorado. I'm not convinced on Colorado. I'm not convinced on Arizona either, but Arizona's getting 5 points, so I'm going to take them. So those are my picks right now for February 6th, 2021. I'm picking them the night before, so I'll have more picks tomorrow as the back-to-backs go on the board tomorrow. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Thanks for watching.